Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us here on this episode of 5 Qs on legitmtg.com. I am Joshua Clater, and today we are taking a continuing look at the Clan Ironworks combo in Modern. We have lost the die roll in match 1, but we're going to keep this hand. We've got some card draw, we've got an open, we've got an Emrakul, and we've got 2 pieces of Tron, so our opponent leads with a Temple Garden into a Wild Nicotl, so we are definitely against Zoo. This is going to be one of those matchups where we pretty much just need to ignore what they're doing and try to race as best as we can. We'll go ahead and cast our Opal. And we're getting attacked for 2. And they make a land drop and no turn 2 play, which is very good for us. We will make a Prism. See what our drawing card is off that. It's a Remand. And we'll go ahead and pass. Horizon Canopy gets sacked to draw a card. And there's a Misty Rainforest, which will probably make the Nicotl hit us for 3. Getting a Steam Vent, so it looks like we're against maybe a Counter Cat Zoo. Alright, a second power plant. We're going to cast Wellspring, though, to get a card, hopefully, out of this. Or if it meets a Remand, then that's a counter we've drawn out of their hand. Okay, we'll go ahead and leave up 2 mana open to Remand just in case something bad might happen. Yeah, we'll go ahead and make him cast a Lightning Helix again. And we're pretty much just looking for a Ironworks here or a Tezzeret. We'll go to 12 off this Nicotl attack. Stomping Ground comes into play untapped. And I believe here comes a Geist of Saint Traft. Nope, a Knight of the Reliquary. Would have almost rather seen a Geist there, I think. Alright, we've got Tron online. And 5 mana. Let's slow our tapping there. Wellspring draws us into another Open the Vaults. The second Wellspring draws us into another Wellspring. Go ahead and cast the third, or the fourth Wellspring, and third for the turn, and get a Mine. Alright, we know he has Lightning Helix in hand. We've got 5, 8, well, 6, 9. We're at lethal if he cracks the Rainforest now. I should have maybe cast the Chromatic guys and forced and open the vaults. Alright, what do we want to sideboard in? Wormcoil Engine, Rest, and Unlife. We're going to take out a Wellspring. And the Remands, I feel, are kind of not great in this matchup. And we'll go ahead and submit for game 2. As I said in the article, the zoo matchup is a race. I like this hand a lot, so no mulligans here. And turn 1 Noble Hierarch, which I'm okay with. It either makes a 3-drop on turn 2 or attacks for 1. We'll make a Prism. And we're looking at a turn 2 Knight of the Reliquary. Alright, let's go ahead and cast the Wellspring. We'll play the Plains and get our Chromatic Star out. Should have probably went with the Ice Bridge or the Adarkar Waste. And there's another Knight of the Reliquary. This game is not looking good, but there was no attacks there. Now we can go ahead and let's go ahead and cast Thirst for Knowledge. Oof. Well, we got Tron. We're gonna pitch a Mine and the Waste. We'll just leave the 2 mana floating. We're definitely looking for Ironworks here shortly. Of course, it may not matter if we get Ironworks at all. Gross. That really hurt. Looks like we're taking 14 to the face. We'll go to 6. And there is Ironworks. And I don't believe that's going to be enough. But we might as well try it. Ancient Grudge would be pretty bad. We'll get rid of the Wellspring first. We'll draw a card off that. We will float a white off the Chromatic Star, draw a card off that. Float a white off the Spear. There's an Open the Vaults. Sack Prism. Sack Ironworks. Play Open. We're going to draw 2 cards off the Prism and the Wellspring. Another Open the Vaults, which is good. We'll go ahead and sack the Prism. Float a white. Float another white. This time I'm going to sacrifice the Chromatic Star just for mana. That'll give us an additional 2 when we sacrifice the Ironworks. We'll draw another 2 cards off this cycle. We will sacrifice the Wellspring, and I'm going to move this up here. Get a second Prism, we'll go ahead and play it. We will add a white and a white here. Sacrifice, sacrifice. Lagging a little bit. Sacrifice the star to draw a card. Oh, Mox Opal. That's a good one. We will add a mana. Sacrifice it. We're up to 11. Go ahead and sacrifice the Chromatic Spear. Sacrifice the Ironworks. Now we could go ahead and cast Emrakul now, or we can go ahead and open the vaults, which I think we're going to go ahead and do so we can have a backup plan. Alright, they have conceded. So we're going to game 3. I don't feel like I want to make any changes to the sideboard. Spell Bombs might be nice, but I haven't seen Tarmogoyf. I think his big threat is Knight of the Reliquary. Phyrexian Unlife may not be the best card in the board. I think it just gives us pretty much another 10 life to work with. And we'll go ahead and keep this. Stomping Ground for Cat. We'll tower into Star. Pride Mage. We're going to lead with Wellspring instead of Prism here. It looks like we're taking 5. We're at 11. Next turn, we're going to go ahead and cast Rest for the Weary off of our Glimmer Void to put us back up to 19. Unless he has Skullcrack, and then that would be a blowout. Looks like we're taking another 5. We'll go back to 14. Alright, we have Ironworks. But we're going to go ahead and cast the Prism first. That gets Mana Leaked. Oh, Countercat. We'll run out the tower and just hope that we don't die. Fingers crossed. Molten Rain on my mine. Oh, that's gonna make things tough. Go ahead and cast Ironworks. Alright, let's blow up Wellspring to draw a card. Cast the fresh Wellspring. Cycle that again. We'll float a white here. Hmm. Like the spear. Gotta sack the star. Looking for an opal. We missed. Oh, I'm out of outs. Or out of white mana. Awkward. Well, not awkward. I just knew that I was out of white mana. Expecting fire to the face. Is that gonna happen? Let's play the ice bridge. Sacrifice this. Add a white here. A white here. And open the vaults. Oh, sweet lord. Why not just burn me out? Oh, this is counterflux, I guess. That's fine too. Okay, let's move right on to another match. I don't think I misplayed that game. I wasn't expecting counterflux, that's for sure. Oh, and we've got the rematch. I would like to play first. This hand's fine. Ice Bridge into Mindstone. We've turned on the Mox and we can bluff Remand if need be. And we're taking one from the Hierarch, which is exciting. And a Tarmogoyf. Alright, we can go ahead and run out Ironworks now. I don't see a big problem with that. Unless he runs Pride Mage main. So let's go ahead and go with Prophetic Prism. And then end of turn, draw a card off the Mind Stone, maybe. So I guess I should have just jammed the Ironworks down there now to avoid counter magic. Go ahead and run this one out. It'll get countered. And now we're on a real clock. Take 6 from the attack, falling to 11. Alright, my tower got blown up. But my power plant will come. Okay. We can try to go off now. And by try, I mean we can try to draw into it. Let's go ahead and add a white off the spear, another opal. We'll draw a card off Mind Stone, a mine. We'll pass turn. There's nothing really that I can do. But hope that I just don't get burned out. White, blue, green. Bant Charm. I'll go to 5. There's an Emrakul, and I'm done with this game. We're going to sideboard the same way that we did last game, taking out the 2 remands and a Wellspring, and hope that we can repeat the last game 2 performance. I would like to play first. I will keep this hand. Go. Citadel, Spear, Mox Opal. Pretty good turn 1. Glimmer Void into Prism. played a land, so we'll go ahead and rest for the weary now. Because why not? We'll take 5, go back to our original 20. We'll play 1, 2, 3, 4. A tower. And hope that he doesn't tech edge one of our lands, or Molten Rain one of our lands, or make me sad. We're not really feeling a ton of pressure, so we can go ahead and Mind Stone here. Though one could argue that it would have been better to try to run out the Wormcoil engine, but with him having 4 untapped mana, wasn't really a big, huge fan of walking that guy into Mana Leak. If I don't have to, I won't. He's got 5 cards in hand. I'm sure that there's more than one piece of counter magic in it. But we're going to go ahead and try to Wormcoil engine. It resolves. Another Nacatl. There's an Open the Vaults. I guess maybe we can draw some cards. Alright. Don't really have to do anything else. We'll go ahead and attack for 6. We'll get our trade on. Yeah. We're left with our 2 3/3s. And when he goes to remove everything from the game, I'm going to cast Thirst for Knowledge, I think. Or I'll just wait for his turn. There's a Tarmogoyf. We'll discard the Opal. Let's see what we draw off the Wellspring. Just something to finish up Tron. No attacks. At this point, I'm just wanting to draw Emrakul so that we can just ramp into the giant monster. Death Touch Worm will trade with Tarmogoyf. Because, yeah. And we're going to go ahead and draw a card off the spear. There's an Unlife. I guess we can cast it. I mean, what else are we going to do with it? Lifelink Worm will block. I'm not going to trade, but it is better than taking 5. It's a Knight of the Reliquary. A Wellspring. Draw the Chromatic Star. I'll sacrifice the Wellspring. Draw into another Wellspring. Draw into Citadel. Sacrifice that Wellspring. Play the Tower. We'll sacrifice that for white. There's a Tezzeret. We'll play the Tezzeret. And we are going to search 2 or less. We will get... We'll get a Chromatic Star. Sack it to add white. Alright, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artifacts in play. We can fire off a small Open the Vaults. Because we really are just looking to get to Emrakul. And I think every extra card that we get to see is for the best. I'm assuming he will remove everything but Mox Opal. Because I'm an idiot and just saw the Mox Opal. However, we'll keep the Mox Opal that comes into play. And get enough blue to cast the second Tezzeret and try again. I'm really trying to force this going off thing. We'll get Prophetic Prism this time. Another Power Plant. Alright, we will go ahead and pass the turn. After going down to 26 cards in the deck and not seeing a single Emrakul. But we looked really hard for it. And that should matter for something, right? Alright, so Ooze goes at Tezzeret, Knight goes at me. So Tarmogoyf. Alright, Prism. Another Ironworks. Outstanding. 1, 2, 3, 4 sources of green mana. I'm not going to be able to get any of my card draw back off and open the vault, so just pass turn. I'm dead. Well, that rarely happens, like going through 36 cards and not seeing a win condition. I really don't want to play that matchup again. So we'll do what I always do. We'll do a tournament practice game. Just to cool off on the cues for a minute. Maybe we'll do a tournament practice game. Who knows? We'll go back to the constructed cues. Definitely don't want to join in another queue and then play against the same zoo player again. This hand is just fine. Little good going to the tournament practice room is done for me. Kitchen Finks on turn 2. Well, that's less threatening than anything else, I reckon. And we're going to make a prism here. Alright, there's an open the vaults. I'll take 4 from the Finks. And there's a second Finks. Go ahead and cast the star. And at the end of his turn, we'll jam our Thirst for Knowledge out there. There's a birthing pod. Okay, so we're not playing against Zoo this time. Potted Finks goes and gets a Restoration Angel. Alright, let's Thirst for Knowledge. We'll discard an Ironworks. So we don't need 2. 4. Make Ironworks. Sack the Opal. Make a Wellspring. Sack the Wellspring. Play a Power Plant. Filter for white. Filter for white. Add a mana. Sack. Sack. We're up to 7, so we'll just filter that for white to draw a card. Down to 5. Still at 5. Sack this. Forgot to sack the Darksteel Citadel. Anyways, we'll draw 2 cards, and that has won the game for us. So against Pod, I'm bringing Plasms and Wormcoil Engine. And do Torpor Orbs as well. I'm not a big fan of Remand here. We'll take out a Wellspring. And maybe the Thirst for Knowledges are not as good as they could be. We'll try it out. This hand is also all kinds of wonderful. No need to mulligan. Tower, Star, Opal. Voice of Resurgence. Mind Stone. I don't know if Mind Stone is better or worse than Talisman. So Power Plant to go along with our tower. Taking 2 off the voice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then Quark Clan here. Let's blow up the Wellspring. Play the Prism. Cancel. Tap this for a color. Add a white. Play our Opal. Add another white. We'll play the Orb. just to get more artifacts. We'll go ahead and cast open the vaults here. Oh, I gotta choose an opal to keep. You can seed it a little bit too early. Draw a Mind Stone, draw another Torpor Orb, draw off the Wellspring, draw off the Spear, draw off the Mind Stone, draw off the Star, draw off the Prism, draw off this Mind Stone, draw off the last Star, the next Spear, Tezzeret. Probably would have got us a Wellspring, which these aren't our guaranteed draws, but we've got a crap ton of mana. Yeah, I think he conceded too early. Oh well, let's go back to the constructed queue room and see if I can dodge Countercat again. We've got three more matches to play in the two-man room. And hopefully I can continue to show you all the power of the deck. A little boring waiting. Is there a way I can pause this? I don't think there is. Alright, so we'll just continue to wait. Still waiting. We're a minute in the queue now. I think instead of waiting and having some dead air time, I'm going to go ahead and end this recording, and I will start recording again when the next match fires. So, thank you all for watching part 1 of our look at KCI here on legitmtg.com. I'm Joshua Clater, and it's been a blast.